I'm live. I was reading a little probably looked crazy. There was a notification on there. I'm like, "What?" Okay. All right. Hello. We are live. It's early in the morning. Well, it's not that early. I've been up for quite a while. But yeah, I got this well, it wasn't a download. I was actually watching my Tarot TV. And she, Mami Wata, I love her. She's just the bee's knees. And yeah, I was hanging out with her this morning, and she said the best line, and the universe was like, "Write it down. This is the reading." And I was like, "Okay," because usually, like, I pull out of a jar, or if I have a list, it's just it depends on. Anyways, that being said, sometimes it's even a thumbnail. I feel like I have to people are asking questions, but I feel like you're asking because you want to know, like, for your own channel. And this channel is going to change. I was always just so, as an artist, I literally went to art school, like, and paid for it. I take a lot of pride in my thumbnails, but I just don't have, I'll spend more time on the thumbnail than I will the actual reading. And so I'm just trying to make things more efficient, get the messages out. The pick of cards are just way too much taxing on the body, and I don't feel like they're as general and as helpful for people as these general messages and collective messages will be. A lot of people get really specific, and we will over here because we are going to be doing some investigative stuff, right? But yeah. Anyway, so they're like, "Get to the reading. Let's do it." I got to reserve. Interesting. Ooh, okay. So, goddess, you know what? Coming from the restaurant business, when you have like a reserve, it's a bottle that typically costs a bit more or a lot more depending on, if it's in the cellar. I worked at some really high end places with, stars, all the good stuff. And, we had some really, really expensive bottles of wine that we had like locked in vaults and stuff, and so I'm getting the reserve. Like, you are the reserve. This God, talking about goddess with the machete. I love that so much. Like that. Somebody's got to steal that for a band name right there. Goddess with a machete. But I am getting like this. It's like, it's not machete like guerrilla style, like out in the, like, like hiding. I'm getting like this regal, like Arwen from Lord of the, like, this just guardian, just this, not even dark femme. It's like dark light femme, but there's like, oh, now I'm starting to get, oh, where's that one card? It's way over there, and I have to hop over things to get to it. But I'm getting that card. It's the Nine of Wands, if any of my readers are out there, from the Muse deck, and she's got all of this red dress just swirling around her, and that's what I feel. But like, your machete is like from the finest steel of Japan. Oh, I'm getting chills. Yeah, and it's like triple bladed sword is what they're telling me, and they're showing me like a triangle, but there's a blade up top, there's a blade on your side, and there's a blade, so it's a triangle blade. How cool is that? I don't even, does that exist? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. Does a triangle blade exist? Now I have to look that up. Oh man, I didn't bring something to write with. Anyways, okay, moving right along. So yeah, I'm getting like, yeah, the trifecta. Now I'm getting the triumvirate. I'm getting Trinity from and Neo from the Matrix. I'm getting I'm also, getting Dollar and Masons. Like that, I'm getting a lot of free association going on right now. High Priestess, Goddess, High Priestess. I am in your energy right now. Holy smokes. Talk about above the fray. You have been, I'm pristine. This came up beginning of the year. You've been keeping your energy pristine. I'm getting like glacial waters coming down from like the Swiss Alps, kind of, I remember we went to, we were in Lake Geneva, and apparently Lake Geneva, because all of the water is glacial, like I don't think you can fish in it because it's so cold and clear and so pure that there isn't enough like plankton or anything like that to be able to sustain. So that's why it's like you can see like 100 feet down. Like I couldn't believe it. Looked fake, right? It looks like fake blue like water, and it's just this. It's crazy, yeah. And that's what I'm getting. That's the energy, and yeah. And I'm getting like these glacial, like huge glacier. Okay, now I'm getting tectonic plates. Yeah, you are. Whew. Oh, I'm getting okay now. I'm like, why is it getting so like glacial? And it's Pluto. You whatever Pluto placements you have, anybody. I mean, everybody's got a Pluto placement, but for this particular collective, this is a significant because it's coming out of Capricorn and now it's going to be going into Aquarius. Thank God. This is like I think 15, 16 years. Think about where you were 15 years ago. Like I was just I think started to date my ex-husband and then married and now about to take his ass to prison. Um and so yeah, but that was a really long road. So you got to be really sick because I think all of you understand that this is a karmic wash machine. If you haven't figured that one out yet, I don't know what world that you're living in. Because right now, the people, you know what side of karma you're on. It is very obvious and very clear. And this is just the beginning. This is people shit coming up and to bite them. They thought it wouldn't catch up with them. Well, they came up against the wrong ones, right? High priestess, right? Goddesses with the machete. Yeah, so I want to get into like what again, we're not going to get too much detail. I do have the detailed cards out here because I think a lot of these and when I say priestesses and I'm talking about the divine feminine energy, not the plumbing, okay? So you can be a masculine, born masculine, but you are residing in the high priest. The high priestess holds back, the magician goes and does. The magician is the masculine because he picks his things up and he makes things alchemize. The high priestess sits back and lets the information come through, and then she alchemizes going through there or having other people, right? All of the resources come to her for that to happen. Okay, so again, I really, now that this channel has changed, I feel like it's changed. I don't feel like I have to necessarily teach you. It's just knowing the archetypes is really going to help you with your reading skills, but it's also going to help you with your discernment skills as you listen to other readers. Now, we all have different interpretations of the different archetypes, and and that's where discernment comes in. That's where knowledge comes in, and that's where your own like, does that feel right? Does that sit right with me? That's because sometimes I'll get readings and it's like, look, I tell people about 70% of it should resonate with. If it's a general reading, the whole thing should be resonating with you. If there is a reading that is completely resonating with you, 100%, it means that reader is giving you a story and giving you a message. They meant that for you to hear that. Okay, I'm going to put it out there, right? There we have our passive aggressive. Speaking of, now I'm getting my flight attendant days. Why do y'all want me to talk about that? The goddess archetype. Oh, like people think that like it's such a people think like it's such a glamorous role or something. I think that's where because I feel like there's also reserved. You are a fine reserve, but you are also reserved. Like reserved in who you share your energy with, who you share your time, your ideas, your progress. Maybe you don't at all. Most high priestesses that I know, we are mostly complete hermits, until we decide to pop out. mm. And right now it's pop out season. Pardon me, because the energy, right, is for us. And that's the thing is we alchemize, we go through this energy, we go through all the heartache. What you're going through right now is what your life for the next 4 or 5, maybe 10 years is going to look like what mine did the last. And now I'm going to be able to help you get through it and hopefully help you avoid the mistakes that I did, right? Where I'm having to now, take legal action to my abusers instead of not knowing how to get into a situation with abuser. And it wasn't just my ex-husband. It's a pattern, right? That I'm finally breaking. But if I can help anybody bypass that, hell yeah. So I'm just shuffling the shuffle right now. So I want to ask the question. What's the intention here? Okay. What's going on? Why? Okay. That's the question. Why is the goddess carrying a machete? Why is she carrying a machete? Ooh, these cards are sticky. Oh, there we go. The vessel in reverse. Ooh. I am hearing violated. a violation to your privacy. And on all realms, that's where I'm getting that again, the triumvirate Trinity, right? Again, and then like the Holy Trinity, but I am getting this like a three-pronged approach, like on your finances, your health, and your love, or something like that, right? But a full attack on the high priestess, the vessel. This is why the machetes are up. So let's get some tarot. It's really interesting. They really wanted me to, another thing with the channel is like, we're really going to be, speaking of feminine and masculine, really going to be catering to both, because most readers, you know, people are looking for love and all this other stuff. It tends to be a female audience. And I prided myself on trying to keep my readings less female dominant, and I saw a rise in my masculine numbers, and people like, oh, well, yeah, a pretty face works too. So suck it. It works with the ladies too. What are you talking about? I love everybody. I'm a big fat pan. Everybody wants to know I'm pansexual. I love anybody. If you're a good, kind person, you're good to children, to animals, and to old people, and to the wait staff. You're my type of person. I don't care how much money you got in your pocket. Those are my, right? Oh yeah, and don't be a liar or a cheater or anything. I'm a human lie detector. Like it's such a I'm like, it's so pedestrian. Anyways, people make fun of me because of the way I speak, and that's perfectly fine. I was told by I don't know if she's my mother or not, that they tried to raise me in the Midwest in order for me to not have an accent. She has a very heavy accent, so that I could get a job as like a broadcaster or you know, an attorney. That was the goal, was to get into law. And then I dated someone in law school, and I was like, F that. I get into real estate. How do I make the most amount of money and the least amount of education in the least amount of time? And I did well. I really enjoyed it. I did. And then 2007 happened. I got the fuck out. It was a smart move. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. I was like, why am I telling you all this? I'm also getting escape artists. I think that's also, it's like you have, I'm getting like, I don't know, like I like, oh yeah. Oh, I'm totally getting Kill Bill vibes right now. Totally getting Kill Bill vibes, like some Uma Thurman, Lucy Liu, like nobody's gonna, yeah, it's just attacks from all sides. And I'm here, I'm done with it. Well, you know what, the universe is done with it too, right? Like we just had that full moon in Aries, right? Like that's the culmination, right? That's the new meeting the old with the, I don't even want to get into that. But Aries is the beginning of the new zodiac season, and we just had those big, fat, juicy eclipses, right? Juicy, right? Which just dug up, because we're in Scorpio. Venus is in Scorpio, and so you have to understand that, like, Venus and Scorpio, and then those eclipses are like digging up all the stuff that's happened like in our love lives is Venus, right? Because Scorpio is the detective, right? And so you have this big lunar, right, which is very scorpionic, like rise up. What was it? Was it in Cancer? It was in Pisces. Yeah, it was in Pisces, which is like the high priestess energy, right? Like that's the revealing. It's ripping the masks off. So it was like a double reveal. I don't know. It was like a big deal, right? And then you have the big solar eclipse that then illuminates everything that's been brought up, right? So that's why, sorry, y'all, it's Tower season. And it's not going to, this is just, like I said, this is just the beginning. And this is the beginning of your dark night of the soul. And I'm telling you, it sucks, but you can get through it. I have proof of it. I was homeless, what, 3 years ago, 2020, right? During the holiday season, like right about now. Yeah. And now I know who's responsible for it. And don't think I'm not coming for you. Hello. Can I get mod? It will be appreciated. I don't know what mod is. So I'm in the mood. Let's see here. Temperance. Yeah. All right. So let's get on with the rest of this reading. Ooh, sorry. And so we have the Okay, so what happened? Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. Ooh, we've got a 3 of Swords here. A 3 of Swords. What did I say about a trifecta, a triumvirate, a 3 of Swords? Yeah. Every which way you have turned, you have gotten shanked. Sorry, I scrolled out there for I'm back on the train now. You've gotten shanked. And yeah, and now, ooh. Okay, now I'm getting this. Why am I getting like Bellagio and like Cirque du Soleil? And I feel like you've kind of like been getting, okay, that's what it is. It's like you've been getting ready like under the stage. I'm hitting it. Getting ready under the stage. And everybody's like, the universe is like putting your hair and getting your dress. And like people are like blowing to make sure it blows in the wind, like all of this stuff. Right. And it's like up top, people like the shenanigans. I'm getting like rats and roaches have been like over the theater stage. Like I'm getting like an old, beautiful theater, but it's just like overrun with all of this like just garbage that people brought in there. Like, oh my gosh, it's like this. I'm getting like this dilapidation or whatever. But then all of a sudden, it gets dressed up. But like when nobody's there, nobody's in there, it's like just rats and everything like that, just mucking around. Right. And then all of a sudden, it's time for the show and everybody comes in, the crew comes in and the rats scatter and everybody's like cleaning up and all of a sudden the show comes up and now I feel like it's like and you're like rising up. I'm getting like Celine Dion vibes, but also like this like smoke and then like the wind things or whatever. And you're coming through like some Beehive, Beyonce style. Like, yeah. And you are wielding these swords. Also, I was just watching whose reading was it? Gosh, wasn't that? And he was talking about nunchucks. But I'm now getting like Erwin. I was talking about Erwin earlier from Lord of the Rings. Like you've got like, but there's all like, it's like that's like, it's not like this big leather, like you're like this big chunky mama and or a papa and like some armor or whatever. It's like everything is like fairy, like you have like this, I'm getting like, it's like this thin, let me spritz myself a little coconut. It'll last the summer. It'll be 80 today still. But like this, like it's like that thin. It's like silver, and you're like silver bow and arrow, and like your little tiny like and like a blow dart. Like I'm getting, yeah, you are just, but it's like magical, right? You don't have to walk around like strapped with a conceal. You don't have to. You know what I mean? Like you have to be able to be lithe and on your feet and on your toes and be able to use all of the tools in your basket. So let's see here. Can I get any more on this? Oh my gosh. Ace of Swords. And that flew all the way back here. The truth has been seen about you. People know what's going on, what happened in the past. People are now seeing why you were in this energy. People are understanding. People came for your vessel, came maybe also for your physical vessel. They damn sure did for mine, for life insurance. Yeah. So I am just like I feel like this is just an acknowledgement to the high priestess and high priestesses that are high priests and high priestesses, the goddesses with the machete and the gods with machete that have been under the radar and in hermit mode, healing and waiting for karmic justice for the universe to take care and handle the shenanigans, because we are not interested in incurring karma for revenge. We can put the revenge, right? Because then that means that we're looking back instead of looking forward. The universe is like, I got this. Your ancestors said, we got this. You keep moving on ahead. And that's what we're doing. We're just like, I'm getting laser point focus, like lockstep. You are in it to win it. I am super proud of you, high priests and high priestesses, goddess and gods with machete. I hope you come back and see me again. I'm going to go ahead and record a couple of hopefully less long ones and not get so distracted. Probably the lives are probably not the best things. Yeah, I wish I had a moderator. I don't want you to be my moderator because like you're being like gross right now. But anyways, all right, let's go. Bye. We'll see you later. Yeah.